Well, that was very close to embarrassment, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Chelsea 2, Wimbledon 1. Chelsea qualifying the next round in the Carabao Cup. I was fortunate to watch pretty darn good footage from the game. Shout out to Sosa Patrick on Instagram. Shout out my boy Nini, Blue Lines TV. I originally listened to the very beginning on the wireless, on the radio, but then got to watch the players ball out from a good angle. So I'm one of the privileged few.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Right, so we're going to talk about the game today. We're also going to look at SofaScore, look at the data. Look, Pochettino put out a B team here. Let's have it right. Wimbledon are a 4th division side. Chelsea should have wiped the floor with them despite playing a second-string side, and it took some substitutions from Pochettino to really just get over the line and qualify in this game. And oh my god, it was a bit sweaty at times. Much better second half. Probably 2-1 in the night. Probably should have been 3-1 with an open goal being missed right at the end. But the goals from Noni Madueke from the spot and Enzo Fernandez pouncing on a goalkeeping mistake and scoring from 20 yards out. I'm going to tell you about it. Thanks for joining me today. Please do consider liking the content to support the channel. You're welcome to subscribe, of course. And should you subscribe, I recommend you hit the bell. So much has been happening with Chelsea. Cole Palmer, here we go. Of course, I've already done a video speaking about Cole Palmer to Chelsea. Why I'll come to Chelsea, why this is good. Go watch my previous upload if you're interested in that. But we are going to talk about this football match. Right, so this is the lineup that Pochettino started with. It was Rob Sanchez in goal, Cucurella left back, Cole Will and Disasi centre backs, Bashir Humphreys playing right back, so it's a proper back four there with Bashir Humphreys playing a peculiar position. Double pivot of Ugachukwu and Conor Gallagher. I'm going to tell you about my opinion on the performances in a moment. Diego Moreira, who got hooked at half time. Ian Matson, Noni Madueke and Mason Burstow up front. Now, I didn't actually see the footage, but I heard the penalty was conceded by Robert Sanchez coming out and like punching someone in the face, trying to make a clearance. We know Rob Sanchez likes a punch clearance, but ideally not in the opposition player face. And at that point, the Wimbledon convert the penalty from what's his face, James Tiley, and in the 19th minute they go ahead. And for the whole rest of the first half, these noobs here. It was really only Noni Madueke that looked like he was doing something, maybe a bit of Conor Gallagher, but no one really was that impressive. In fact, Diego Moreira looked like he was having a really rough time. Mason Burstow not doing much. It was only really Noni Madueke that kept getting the ball. I'm going to show you the action areas in a moment, and that was it really. Of course, they concede a penalty at the very end of the first half, and Noni Madueke converts it, puts it in slots it in the corner, and gives a little bit to the Wimbledon fans who are giving them grief. So that's fun. And but at half time we're thinking this is no good. You know, we've had all the ball, we've had no invention, only Noni looks like he's doing something, and they're just sort of passing the ball around frustratingly. As you can see here at half time, Diego Moreira is the player to go out and Nico Jackson comes in. And yeah, you can immediately tell that Nico Jackson is just, you know, streets ahead. Look at the first half stats, guys, just for context. We had 87% of the ball in the first half. We had 8 shots, but only 1 on target from those 8 shots. Of course, 3 were off target, 4 were blocked. So imagine 87% possession at home, but it being that benign, not happening at all, you know. The second half, much better. We have 6 shots off target to the 1 in the first half. A lot better, 15 shots in total. And we even have 81% possession in the second half, which averaged 84% possession, which you'd expect. Wimbledon 16% possession. They were pretty resolute in their style. And if you go up here, look, you see this. You see the green and blue bar just there. That's the attacking momentum. And as you can see, it's all Chelsea. The first half of the first half was absolutely dismal, and we had a bit of a lull in the second half there. Fortunately, in the second half, of course, it's 1-1, but we bring on Nico Jackson at halftime, which really doesn't say much about what was Diego Moreira was doing there. If you go on player average positions, can you see that? Yeah, so this is interesting. So let's have a look here. So it's Levi Colwill playing at centre-back, Axel Asasi playing at centre-back, Bashir Humphreys playing all over the flank, definitely as a full-back, Ugachukwu, very much CDM, Conor Gallagher, despite being like part of a double pivot, playing really forwards, and as you can see, Noni there playing as a classic winger. Mark Cucurella getting up and down, not coming inside much at all, and Diego Moreira really not seeing much of the ball, and of course was hooked at half-time. Mason Burstow as well, very in a side where you're getting like 85% possession. Mason Burstow really wasn't involved. Substitutions, Nico Jackson immediately a lot better. Conor Gallagher, I don't know why he's still there. Hold on, we want to show substitutions. Number 8, Enzo Fernandez comes on, does lots in the middle, and obviously, you know, that sort of pocket where the number 15 is there doing lots of action, and of course just linking up. Like immediately we look so much better with understandably Enzo and Nico coming on. They look just different gravy. Also, Conor Gallagher plays closer towards the goal later on in the game. In terms of substitutions, you can see here, look, Nico Jackson obviously replaces the poor Diego Moreira from the first half. Gusto comes on for Levi Colwill, which means at this point, Bashir Humphreys moves inside to replace Levi Colwill as a conventional centre-back. And of course, Malo Gusto comes in to play right back. Now, apparently Levi Colwill went down the tunnel to receive treatment, so it does look like an injury, which is worrying. But Bashir Humphreys, looks serviceable. I think if Trevoh Chalobah does go to Bayern Munich or something, I think Bashir Humphreys will be kept around. And to be honest, with Benoit Badiashile not ready, with Wesley Fofana out for the season, if Levi Colwill has an injury now, we in trouble, baby. So, of course, we see Enzo Fernandez come on for Mason Burstow, and 8.1 rating from, a 25-minute outing. I know it's Wimbledon. And Moises Caicedo comes on for Noni Madueke, which I think pushes Conor Gallagher a little bit more forward. And towards the end of the game, you can see him getting involved a lot more. Conor playing between the lines and just looking like comparatively, yes, it's Wimbledon, an elite player. And if you look at it, Mason Burstow didn't look like an elite Chelsea player. Diego Moreira didn't look like an elite Chelsea player. Cucurella had his problems in that game. A lot of the players that stayed on got better in the second half. Of course, Rob Sanchez conceding that penalty needlessly, giving Wimbledon hope. That's not a good look for him, especially when you have Georgia Petrovic on the bench. And by the way, there's a lot. Everyone's thinking, oh, it's a cheap MLS goalkeeper. He's definitely the number 2, and maybe that is the case. But there's a lot of people that think Petrovic is like a really good keeper, and he's not coming to definitely just be number 2. He'll back himself, and his camp, his entourage back him to become Chelsea's number 1 goalkeeper, which is interesting. Sanchez will know that he's got Ben Roberts, the goalkeeping coach's allegiance within the Chelsea hierarchy, the coaching staff. But he'll, keep conceding penalties, and you make silly moments. This guy on the bench, he's waiting for his chance. He's calm, apparently. He's apparently a really good shot stopper. We'll see what happens. Maybe he doesn't punch people in the face and concede penalties. Player performances, Rob Sanchez, disappointing there and made a few saves. Bashir Humphreys, not a fullback, but did serviceable job there, and of course moved inside. Disasi, Colwill came off injured. Cucurella played his part in one of the goals, I believe, but he, I don't know, man. He's supposed to be going to Manchester United, isn't he? I don't know why he started this game. We just won't see Ian Maatsen play at left back, which makes you think if Cucurella does go to Manchester United, it will just be Ben Chilwell. Like Ian Maatsen, he played as a number 10. Do you know what I mean? From left back to number 10. Leslie Ugachukwu, not great at times, but he's literally just got here. It will take time, and he's very, very young. Isn't he 19 still, Ugachukwu? So I think Conor Gallagher was very, very good. Looked even better as he moved closer towards goal. Maatsen, fine. He had a couple of shots towards the end that he nearly scored. Diego Moreira, poor. sadly. Mason Burstow, poor, sadly. Noni Madueke, very, very good. He was the sort of only bright attacking spark in the first half, and obviously scored and converted his penalty. Always available down the right-hand side, and looked better when better players came on. Of course, Nico Jackson, he didn't score assists, but he just looked way better than everyone else. Physical, faster, playing between lines, technical, one touch. He looks like suddenly you brought on a good Chelsea player when Nico Jackson came on. Malo Gusto, got up and down like a proper right back. And Enzo Fernandez, not just because of the goal, but just, generally like he was just looked really good basically, mate. Enzo, there he is. There's his heat map. He got his goal. Beep, beep. Can we move down here? Look, accurate passes, 82%. He made 2 key passes in his very short outing, which is a very, very good thing indeed. And he got 3 out of 3 accurate long balls and stuff. Shots on target, 3 as a number 8, towards the end of the game. Very, very impressive indeed. What do we learn from this? Chelsea's good players are good. The youngsters are not all right as things stand. Or certainly Moreira and Burstow concerns me. I think we should just get Burstow alone, let him go play somewhere. I know people were considering him staying, but I think just, Moreira is playing in the development squad. He can carry on doing that. That's fine. Burstow, I think he played first team football for Charlton, didn't he? I think he needs to go and play somewhere again in the Championship, my opinion. And, Leslie Ugochukwu probably needs more time with the team to develop. He will deputise for Moises Caicedo, and yes, we can sort of count. We will count this one as a lesson moving forwards. And hopefully for those of you who weren't in the stadium and didn't get the stream thing like I did, this is an insight for you. Let me know if it was. Please do like and subscribe, and keep it locked. I'll see you on the next video. All right, peace.